Welcome to 20 Years a Migrant. In this episode, we talk about our first experiences buying a car. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, guys. It's been a while.
Yeah, we've been...
Our house has been hit with illnesses.
This shouldn't happen if we pre-record.
Huh?
I think maybe right now, when you're feeling a bit better, we should just pre-record 10 episodes.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea because our topics are not dependent on current affairs. So
Yeah.
it's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, so I am Laurie Blas,
And I'm Nyari Claire.
and this is 20 Years a Migrant, where we talk about the life of our experiences as migrants in the UK. And occasionally we have guests, but not today. Today is just the two of us.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we thought it's about time. We keep procrastinating, I guess, if that's the right word.
No, there were reasons.
Yeah, okay. Reasons.
Due to reasons.
Due to reasons.
Right, okay. Yeah, so in this episode, what we agreed is we should talk about cars, or what they call in America, freedom.
Buying a car. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you maybe it depends where you live,
Yeah.
right? But where I lived, I had to buy a car. I'm sure I could go to work using a train or a bus, but that was just long. I felt so poor. Which is foolish, really. No, in my area, right? Because I was living in Surrey at the time. Okay, Camberley, Surrey, and I was working in Berkshire. I say Berkshire like it's so far away. It was like maybe 4 or 5 miles, even less than that. But then the buses were not regular, and if you missed a bus, well, you have to wait quite a long time.
No,
It's one of those places. Yeah, So because it was across counties, yeah, the service wasn't quite regular. It wasn't regular.
Yeah.
So I had to buy a car.
So you felt poor
I felt poor.
because you didn't have a car.
Not really. I think I'm exaggerating. I just wanted a car.
This is what I'm trying. I'm like, what? You were coming from Zimbabwe, where buying a car is like, wow. Here it's just.
You have a party. You have a party. You buy a car.
Yeah, people have parties.
You know, a car.
Exactly. People have parties when people buy cars, and and get promotions. We're talking about this yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yeah.
Where you get a promotion and there's a party thrown. Now it's just like, yeah, got a new job.
Well done.
Well done. Yeah.
That's
An
it.
e-card. Not for the proper card anymore.
How you text message.
Get an e-card.
Yeah, you know how it is now. Like, because I've been off work for a while, I got an e-card. Like, it wasn't an e-card. You're a Moonpig.
Yeah.
Moonpig is a service that.
Yeah, but you got a virtual. Your card is over there. It's a real one. It's not an e-card.
But people didn't sign the card.
Yeah,
So they signed up on a website, and the website typed their names on the card. Because that's how we roll these days. Just go on the internet to do it for you. But anyway, so buying a car. So I bought my first car. I didn't have a license when I bought it. I was still doing driving lessons. Okay. So it was...
Same here.
Yeah, so it was a Ford Fiesta. It was red. Not the screaming red. The kind of red that's like maroon. Is it like maroon?
Oh, so we had the same.
Right.
Maybe there was something in the cars.
And it was...
Because I also had a Ford Fiesta, and it was maroon.
Okay.
And it had a sticker that said twins on board. And then my brother started calling me my twins, which means mother of twins. And I don't have twins. I don't have children.
Right. So well, did you take it off? You never took it off.
I think I took it off towards the end, but no, I can't remember. And I don't think I took it off. There's twins on board.
Well, mine had those fat wheels. What are they called? It had alloy wheels. It had alloy wheels that are a bit fatter than
Yeah.
the standard. Okay, and it was tinted. So how I bought it is I saved off some money, and then buying a car, like the experience itself was quite difficult, and I didn't quite know what to do. So I asked my brother to find cars for me, like my brothers. So my brother in London, he's the one who found the car for me, and I went there to whatever place, looked at the car. I'm like, man, I was so like, this is such a nice little car, and it had tinted windows.
So yours was proper pimped up then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Mine just had twins on board. That's as far.
No, the car was nice. The
pimped
car
up
was.
as it was.
The car, yeah, no, it was really, really nice. Okay, and then so how did you buy yours? Sorry, how did you find yours?
Okay, my cousin and I. Well, I'll call him Baba Mnini, but he's a cousin. But yeah. He was like, let's go. I was like, I'm ready to buy a car, and he was like willing to take me around, I guess. And then we went to a village outside of Nottingham. Where we saw some cars, and then the guy who was selling my car was like, well, I've just received this Ford Fiesta, but I haven't done anything on it. I haven't worked on it, and it hasn't got an MOT. But you can get it for you if you want it. You can have it for 100 quid. But if it fails MOT, at the time MOT was like 30 quid or 25, I think.
Yeah.
So it was like, if it fails, then you've lost out on 125 quid. So I was like, well, it's a gamble. I mean, 100 quid. So we drive back. So he's obviously in his car. Now I'm alone in the car. And I'm driving. And because I'm following, because I'm like a bit nervous, I'm like, it's my first time in the car on my own with nobody else kind of thing. I'm following. My focus is, I need to follow, I need to keep up. And I remember there was a person about to cross a pedestrian crossing.
Yeah.
But they had just arrived. It's not like they were waiting to cross.
Yeah.
But they just arrived, and you were supposed to stop.
And you're like, I'm not stopping.
I didn't even see them because I was so focused on.
Oh, you're fixated. You're
yeah,
fixated.
because we're just taking it to the garage.
Okay.
Yeah, to get the MOT done. Yeah, and that's how I got my car, and I named it Gift.
Oh my.
Because it was a gift.
Why would you name a... I don't understand people would name cars.
Okay, I didn't name it Gift. Okay, I named it Chipo, which is a Shona name meaning gift. Yes.
All right. But because you spend £125 in yours.
Yeah.
I bought mine for 1,200.
What? No, because yours was pimped up.
It was pimped up.
Mine had a sticker that said what?
Twins on board. So... And how I got mine back now, because I bought it in London, took the train back, okay, and then my brother brought it to me.
Okay.
At my workplace, I was working in Berkshire. All right. So now I had to drive back. He was in the car. He was going to take the train back home.
Yeah.
Okay. So I drove my car. I felt so good, man. Drive the car, and then. It was quite slow, I knew the way home anyway. All right, it was quite okay. I couldn't go too fast, right? And then, just about maybe half a mile from home, there was a police motorbike behind me.
Okay.
All right.
Black man in a car.
And my brother said, "Oh,
pimped up."
And
Finished.
The
Tinted
police,
windows.
You could the police are behind you. I said, "Oh, okay." So I turned right into Victoria Avenue, Victoria Road. The police turned as well. I turned to another road. The police turned as well. I turned into my road.
Were you turning to go home, or were you just like...
I was going home. That's the way you go home, right?
All right.
And they're like, oh, so the police are following me. So I parked outside the house. Okay. And then a guy, the officer comes over and says... is it your car? I said, yeah. Because it's like, he didn't put the siren on because I was a learner. Right. And then
you had your L, L,
L,
L,
L, okay.
L, okay.
Anyway, So it turns out the car didn't have road tax.
Oh, wow.
I never checked that, right? And the tinted windows the tints was too dark.
Was too dark.
Yeah, right? And you know what? Because being stopped by police at that time was terrifying. Yeah, it was terrifying. And I just could, how can I be stopped on my first day of driving the car?
You see, this is what I was worried about as well, because remember I said to you that I hadn't passed. My license was a provisional license, but we had to get the car there somehow. So it was like, you're gonna have to drive it. So I think maybe that's why my focus was just like, I need to get to the garage, and I don't want to do anything. I don't want to. But in that focus, I ended up not seeing this person about to cross, and I was like, oh my God. And like I only saw them as you cross, and you can see people.
Yeah.
The people that get frustrated when you're crossing.
Yeah.
And they lift their hands and they get all dramatic, like
Did you just stall after?
No, I didn't. I think I stalled once, but not there. Yeah. But yeah, and Shepherd was like, "Are you okay?" When we got to the garage.
Oh, you with Shepherd, were you?
Yeah, I was with Shepherd.
Right. Well, for me, I think the officer was like, he was okay with it. He was like, okay, you've just bought the car. That's okay. Make sure it's off the road. If there was driveway parking. Okay.
Until you get time.
Yeah. So until I got text. Because you could buy a car with tax at the time.
Yeah. So mine had tax, but it just didn't have a motor.
So I think I guess we never checked, or the guy had tax on it, but he just...
Mine didn't have tax and insurance.
But I had insurance at the time.
I'm just thinking of it now because I remember getting home.
That was a terrible... That was a...
The thing is, back then, it's
clueless.
like... I was clueless. This is my first car. I don't know if Shepherd didn't guide me with, you need to get insurance.
Let's blame him.
No, because I remember buying it when I finally got home. And then I bought it, the insurance, because I remember it was in the evening. I was on a laptop. Because I wouldn't, I definitely remember doing that. It wasn't like a temporary one day insurance. I didn't know you could do that.
Well, I didn't know at the time. I just bought the insurance, and it was...
Yeah, but you had already purchased the car, so you knew the registration number. You see,
Yeah,
I didn't know. I was like, we're just going to see cars, and then it was like, oh.
Usually garages, they tend to you can't live without insurance.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Maybe there was something. Maybe I don't know.
I think the car you bought, it was one of those part exchange, wasn't it? Someone bought a car. So
yeah.
So
yeah,
part exchange is when you go to a garage with your old car and use it as part of a deposit for a new car. So sometimes the garages now, they sell those cars. Sometimes they fix those cars, or they just sell as is. Like, you want the car? Okay.
Yeah, that's basically what it was, because he had nice cars there, but it was like, this one just arrived. They haven't done anything to it. But
yeah, good luck.
Good luck. And I just needed something to move around. Like I said, I was still learning, and I wasn't looking to... driving lessons were getting a bit pricey at the time. So I just thought, at least if I've got my own car and I can get someone with a driving license to sit in, and I can drive along for as long as I need to, like go to London, or, you know what I mean? Not just a 30-minute driving lesson.
My idea was, because driving lessons were getting pricey. And my idea was, at the weekend, I could drive around with my brother.
Yeah.
Okay, go take him wherever he wants to go. Okay, so the very first weekend, I wasn't driving fast enough for him. So we get on he said, okay, let me show you how to drive. And then we get on an A road. It was with Robert. And he drove so fast. I'm like, why are you driving
in your
so
car?
Fast in my car? He was like, this is how you drive, right? This guy, because the car was quite quick, right? But for me, I'm like, I'm gonna take it, like, no, you have to drive. So it felt like it was going really, really fast. I don't know.
What speed was it going?
I don't know how.
I can't remember.
All I was just grumpy. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have that car very long, to be honest. It started having problems. Maybe I had it 2 years.
Okay.
If that. And then I bought another car After that, I bought another car.
What did you buy the second car? What was it?
It was a Rover, a cream one. Why are you laughing? That was, you know what, right? People always laugh at my Rover. And I remember
which
one
Rover
comment.
was it? Was it
One
Rover 25?
comment. It was the 45. Not the 7. Obviously, the 75 was way too big, and the 25 was tiny. It was like a small hatchback.
Yeah.
But 45 was also a hatchback, but just slightly bigger. And I remember I can't remember who commented and said, "That's an old man's car." And because I like wearing hats, and I had this like flat cap hat.
So old man with a flat cap, you know.
And they said, "Oh, look at you with your flat cap hat." You know those British flat cap hats.
Yeah. Well, with my car, of course, I can't remember how long I drove it for.
But why did you laugh though?
What, the Rover?
Yeah.
Come on, it's one of the most uncool car. I was going to lie.
Do you know what? Right? It may have looked uncool from the outside, but once you're inside,
you forget.
That car was so comfortable. And even, I don't know whether it was because I'm upgrading from a Ford Fiesta that used to move with the wind when you were on the M1. But that Ford Fiesta would hit 90. But yeah.
Breaking the law.
Yeah, I was breaking the law. You know, back then. Hey. You're like, how fast can this little thing go?
It was shaky.
It would shake.
Yeah, I once drove my Ford Fiesta for over 100 on the M1.
Yeah, I've never done more than 100.
That was so foolish on the M1. I was coming from Leeds.
Yeah.
Because when I look back at it, I'm like, why? I don't know why I was doing that. Because I wanted to know what it was like, what it felt like.
Yeah.
And the car was just I was like, you think it's gonna fall apart.
But it was going.
It was going, but it was gonna fall apart. You know, I don't know why I did that. It was so foolish of me.
No, for me, why I did that was because I remember we were going to a church conference in London, and we carpooled, right?
Okay.
Not in my car, in somebody else's Mercedes, but was near those A1s. Is it an A1? Mercedes, like it looks like a hatchback.
Oh, that one, those very first ones, they were ugly, weren't they?
Well, I don't know what. Yeah,
the
but the one that looked kind of like a taxi.
Yeah, the
like
A-Class. Yeah, the very first A-Class.
And the person was an experienced driver, but as we were going, she was driving at 90, and I was like, wow, maybe I should try this with my car. Because I was always like 70, you know, like, yeah. And I was like, people do this, and it's a woman, you know, like I was like, wow, okay, let's try it. But it wasn't like a thing. It was just one of those things like, okay, let's maybe just like. Yeah, but it wasn't a regular.
But yeah, that's the thing, right? Because when we maybe what we're proving is why new drivers insurance is quite high. Because you feel like, you know what, I'm gonna drive fast.
I'm gonna try this.
I'll try this because it's new. Because right now I'm not gonna think, you know what, let me see what it's like driving with 100. I never do that.
Yeah.
We're just proving why that happens. It doesn't matter at what age, because you want to prove, like, I want to know what it feels like.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to prove or to beat anyone or anything. It was just like, oh, okay, how fast can this little thing go?
Well, my Ford Fiesta, I was in an accident with it.
Oh.
Yeah, because at that time around my area, there were issues of kids throwing stuff from bridges.
Okay.
Right. So I saw someone leaning over on a bridge. So I turned. I tried to, you know what? I think I overreacted. So I turned and then I hit the barrier on the right.
What you thought? You thought they were going to drop off?
Yeah, because what kids were doing, they were throwing stuff. Because there was a recent one where.
So you were turning to avoid something being thrown, or you thought someone was falling?
So no. Because what they were doing, they would throw stuff from the bridge, like stones or bottles, right? Because there's a guy who had a heart attack, but he managed to stop his truck. And there were also so many videos of kids getting caught on CCTV. So for me, it was around 11. It was around 11 p.m. And I thought I saw someone trying to throw something, right? And I swerved, which was a very foolish thing to do. So the car spun, spun round, not.
So it hit the barrier and then
It hit the
spun round.
barrier
Okay.
and then spun and faced the way I was coming.
Oh.
Because it was on that A road where Robert was driving
Yeah.
like Hamilton. All these cars were coming
now
towards
looking
me,
at
and I
you.
was looking at them,
Oh God.
and I couldn't open the door.
Jeez.
And then the first car stopped, and everyone else stopped, and the police came.
Oh no,
was-
you did that thing.
I was breathalyzed. Yeah, I was explaining what happened.
You did that thing where you stop all the traffic and everyone's wondering.
No,
what's
I
going
know
on.
it was 4 lanes, so no one was stopped. People just drove.
Yeah.
It was 11 p.m. as well, and then whilst I was there, the police came, right? And then we're like, one of them radio, like, "Oh, do you need help?" Like, because this is when I use sometimes police have nothing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the guy was like, "No, we are all right. We can help you." I said, no, everything is okay. It's like he was looking for something to do, and this other guy was stopping them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What car did I buy afterwards? I don't remember what car. I think I bought.
Did you ever buy a car on finance or
No, never.
apart from our latest one?
Never. I never did that.
Yeah.
I never did. I always bought cash. I bought.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake I did with my the car before this one. I bought it on finance. People don't buy cars on finance. If you can, buy it on a loan or raise the money
What's wrong with buying on finance?
or the interest rate, and it will take you years to clear. Because I bought the car. Oh, what was the price? I think it was 5,000
Mm-hmm.
at the time. By the time I finished, I'd paid about close to £8,000.
Yeah.
So £3,000 more than the asking price because of interest. And it's ridiculous. The interest is ridiculous with finance cars.
Yeah. So
So yeah, if
I
honestly,
think the car finance. There's something I was.
I was so happy when I finished. But I remember I told you, didn't I? I was
I
like,
think
oh,
it's a
finally.
way of buying a car,
Yeah,
right? But most of these guys, because they are looking for cars, the competition is quite tough. So I think there are some people who get favorable rates. I would think so,
yeah,
right? And then for some of us, they'll be like 30-something percent. I don't know, whatever percent.
whatever percent.
All right. And because you want a car and it seems easy, it's like buying a what do you call it? Mobile phones.
Yeah,
All right. Now the contracts are like 3 years now, isn't it?
has it
Mobile
gone up to
contracts.
3 years?
They're doing
Wow.
3 years, and you pay you pay this amount of money, and you think, oh, it's only, I don't know, £40 or £50. Or now with data and all these other fancy phones, it's like £70-80. So initially it doesn't sound like a lot, but £80 for 3 years. You know?
Yeah.
So buy a car on finance. I was always told not to, because I was told it's expensive, and so I never tried.
Oh yeah, don't do it.
I never tried.
Especially if your credit is not great, they'll increase the
If
interest rate.
if your credit is not
Because
great,
I think it would have been even more if my credit was not great. But I think I had good enough credit. It was the first thing apart from contract phones, it was the first thing I had actually bought on credit.
Contract phones, they're quite easy.
Yeah, because they do a soft search. They do a soft credit search on you. They don't do a hard credit search like they
Yeah,
do with finance.
No, but I remember when I got my first contract phone, Orange declined me. I tried Orange. Orange said no. And then T-Mobile said yes. So
I can't even remember my first one.
Yeah.
I know it was three network.
So, but anyway, that's the thing about. But I almost bought a car on finance once. I wanted to buy like a Mercedes,
Okay.
a two-seater, a SLK 200. I was like, well, I'm just by myself. Why would I need a car with two backseat? But then I just did not do it because it was, I don't know. Yeah. But after I had that accident with the car, there was a colleague, this Polish guy I was working with. He had just bought another car, so he sold me his Nissan Almera. Yeah, now I remember. Nissan Almera. And he was like, oh, okay, since I was going to college, right?
Yeah.
Since you're going to college, you pay me in installments. I was like, cool. Could I afford to pay the money?
Oh wow. How much was it?
I don't remember how much it was, But at that time, I was paying like about £500 per month for uni, for college, plus my rent, then plus the car, plus everything else.
Yeah.
So that, and because I have to go to college, right?
And that's the thing about finance, you see. That's where they get you, because with finance
You have to pay.
you have to pay, but then it's affordable. But it's
Yeah,
for a long
it's for a
period
long
of time
period of
with
exactly.
loads of interest on top.
Yeah.
So, because I think I was paying like £100 or something for a, it wasn't a brand new car, but it was.
Used good second.
I think it had like 20,000 miles on it or something. It was very new.
No, but in a way, it's a good way to buy a car.
Yeah.
In a way, but if you can get good rates, I
Yeah.
think we can't tell everyone to save money. Or the easiest thing is find someone to give you a loan. Because if you buy a car on finance, you don't own the car. Well, you own the car, but selling a car with finance is quite difficult, because if you fail to pay,
no, you don't own the car, because the finance company owns the car.
Yeah.
You're right.
So yeah,
we do that at work, when people go bankrupt, and then they're like, they look at, obviously they look at your assets, what do you have,
like it's not your
and
car.
then if you say, oh, I've got a car,
On
we have to
finance.
check, is it on finance?
Yeah.
If it's not on finance, is it worth selling? If it's worth selling, then we sell it. But if it isn't, then we tell you can keep it, because it's not worth the effort you're going to do to go and collect the car, to then sell it, and it'll cost you more to do all that than it is. So most people will keep their cars.
Keep their cars.
Yeah. But if it's on finance, we don't touch it. We have to write like a letter to the finance company.
Yeah.
And then it's up
to them.
Yeah.
How
it's
they
up to
deal with
them.
it. Yeah, because in the end, the guy was like, look, I know you're struggling. Just give me back my car. I'll give you the money. That was so kind of him. And he gave me the money I had paid him.
Oh, wow.
And then, he was a nice guy. I was so but I think it's because we were working together, right? So I gave him back the car. And then I went and bought a Vauxhall Corsa. A lime green Vauxhall Corsa for £400. One of those part exchange ones.
Yeah.
It was lime green. And I went and bought it somewhere near Brighton. Because I was trying to find a cheap car.
Yeah.
Quickly. That's the one I found. And so I gave the guy back his car. And I started driving. People were working with me. Were like, oh, Lawrence, how come you don't drive that car anymore? And I was like, I couldn't afford it. What? Because they're trying to find. I was like, no, I couldn't afford it. So I gave it back.
What were they trying to find?
No, they tried to... not try to find out, but I think it's maybe like a bit of gossip, right? As in, like, what would I say? And I said, like, straight up, like, no, I couldn't afford it, so I gave it back.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, they're trying to say, let's see what he says.
I couldn't afford it, so I gave it back.
Yeah.
So I drove that car for a long time. It was a bit
rusty.
Because
is it because of the attitude you gave when you got the car in the first place? Knowing you. You're probably like, hey, look at my new car.
Nah.
Look at my new car, guys.
The car,
and then everyone was like,
much newer.
And then everyone was like, okay, let's see what happens.
Because it was an X-Reg, which was around 2000. I don't remember was it 2005 at the time? Maybe 2005, right? And then the Corsa was an N-Reg. And registration, that was something like 1997, wasn't it? 96?
No, even
96.
later, because mine was 97.
It was what?
It was a P reg.
Yeah, 97 was P.
Yeah.
So 96 was N was 96.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing I had to learn as well. Ooh, just Robert now, when I got here, he was driving, and just 2002 when I got here, he was driving a Golf RX51. Like, why is it so different? Because just quite new. This is when they started doing this 01, 51. What are they doing now, going per year, right? I'm like, ooh, wow. I was so wowed by seeing those cars. Like RX51, I'm like, wow. And I could only dream of driving such a car.
Yeah.
So no wonder if he thought I was being slow in my Ford Fiesta.
Yeah, I know, but buying cars, it's. I mean, like we got the the latest car via loan this time.
Bank loan.
Bank
Which
loan.
is much more cheaper.
Much cheaper. But it was one of those things where the old car was giving us problems, and we're like,
Or cars. Wait.
old cars. Yeah, you had a car. You had a car. I
we-
had a
we-
car.
we-
And then
two
lockdown
cars.
happened, and then
Like,
we're like, we don't need two
two
cars. Let's get rid of both of
cars,
them,
both of them by one, yeah.
and then buy one, because prices were getting really, really high in lockdown because of Brexit as well.
I don't. Oh,
Remember, they weren't having no brand new cars were coming in. There was a
Yeah,
period
there was-
when
there
there weren't very many brand new cars coming in, so everyone was scrambling for second-hand cars.
So yeah, so I think about second-hand cars. I think even now the price of second-hand cars is quite high.
Yeah, I think it's gone down a little bit though.
Is it?
Yeah, just a little. Not. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But I think
during lockdown.
the process of buying a car. Do you remember Auto Trader?
Yeah.
That was a magazine you to buy.
I sold the Rover on Auto Trader.
Someone bought it.
Yeah. A policeman. He had just been made redundant.
Ah, right.
One, not redundant as such, but one of those policemen who had been in the force for years,
Yeah.
and his salary had gone up so many times that they were trying to get rid of
them.
get rid of all those people that were being paid like, I don't know what the top range of the salary would have been, but for example, let's say 60,000, 80,000, right?
Yeah.
Whereas brand new coppers are getting paid 25, 30.
Yeah, listen, yeah.
So they were like, let's get brand new coppers in and get rid of these oldies.
They can't even run.
No, but he looked fit. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if he can run, but because you can never tell. I mean,
Well, sometimes there's some.
people who are
there's
fit,
some police
but
officers.
look at you. Some people are fit, but
Why are you pointing at me?
yeah.
Are you pointing?
Because
at
you're
me?
leg disabled at the minute, aren't you?
Well,
But if I see you walking out there, we'll be like, hey, look at that fit guy.
I am.
Yeah,
fit.
but if I ask you to run, you'll be like, hey, guys. So like I said, I don't know. He looked
This
fit.
is what I say when I look. Sometimes when you look at some police officers or some security people, I'm thinking, if someone is to steal something here and run, they're not gonna catch them. No wonder there's CCTV in this country, because look, let's just see what they run to.
Not gonna
Let's
run
follow
like Bola.
Let's follow them. Oh, I wish you guys knew who Bola was. But
Bola. But the name will tell you what Bola.
how was he called Bola
runs.
though? How was he called Bola?
I think he must have been like a.
Was he a wrestler?
He was a wrestler.
Yeah, Bola was a very strong man who can run. He'd be,
Monya.
yeah. So what was I talking about? Oh, I was saying about. So did you advertise your car in Auto Trader in the
Yeah,
magazine?
I did. Yeah.
In the magazine.
No. Sorry, it was not online. Jeez, I'm not
right.
that old. Magazine.
You buy a magazine. Start going through a magazine. Start calling people.
No, it was online. I advertised it online and sold it. And yeah,
There was no Facebook market at the time.
no.
Yeah.
Maybe there was, but nobody ever used it.
Even newspapers. Remember in newspapers, you could go to the local newspapers. You would look for cars in there.
Yeah.
I did look when I
And
was
jobs.
down there, and jobs.
But mostly jobs. The jobs that I used to see were mostly agency jobs
in the newspapers.
in the newspapers.
local
Yeah,
newspapers.
I think people had started to come off it bit
But I
by
think
bit.
it's-
But most agencies.
Do we have a local newspaper here?
Yeah, we've got the Evening Post.
But you have to buy it.
What do you mean?
We never used to buy. We used to get a free one every week.
Well, there's the
Every
Metro,
regular.
but then the Metro is everywhere. So
No,
you're not gonna put
they would
jobs-
come put it on through the door.
Is
The
it?
Metro is what
Okay.
if you catch a bus or a train, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah. No, I just know the Evening Post, but you have to buy it. When I first came, it was 27p. I wonder how much it is now.
I wonder who's buying it now.
Huh?
Who is buying it now? I always say it in if you go to what's this place?
The train station.
Morrison's.
Oh, okay.
Morrison's. Yeah.
And you've not checked how much it is.
No, I've never. I've just seen the headlines. The typical headlines.
You're like,
of,
yeah, I'll just get my news
shoplifters,
from
criminals.
my phone. Thank you very much.
But I should pay. We should pay attention to local news.
Yeah.
I don't. I follow the people on Twitter though.
Okay.
But right now I'm kind of not off Twitter. I just don't go on Twitter anymore because there are too
But
many.
is that wise to get your news off Twitter?
Hmm?
Is it wise to get your news off Twitter?
No, Twitter was entertainment, but then realized there are too many irrational people, and you can't fight them all.
Mm.
All I have to do is look at my own irrationality. That's what I deal with now. When I look at stuff and thinking, am I being rational about this? Rather than trying to argue, because there are just too many dumb people. I can't say dumb. Yeah, too many dumb people. Too many irrational people, and arguing with them.
I know.
So
These days we are on I wouldn't say social media, but YouTube. You know, when you post your videos, I always tell you when I post my videos, and then people comment, and you're like, have these people even watched the video?
there's a guy who did the.
You know, you're like, you know that one I said, social media versus reality, and then the person's like, yeah, but you're doing exactly the same thing. And I'm like, exactly. That's the point of the video. Guys, this is what you'll get on social media, and this is what you'll get on your... Anyway, but...
Yeah, such dumbness. There's a guy who did a 3-hour video about rap music and stuff like that. Then someone commented, oh, you do this 3-hour video, but you didn't even talk about Eminem, right? I didn't watch the video, but he did talk about Eminem. Do you know what I mean? So... And you think, okay, so you watched the all 3 hours looking for something to say something specific.
Something specific,
yeah. Because the guy was talking about the beef. You know the beef, right? So,
beef. Everyone knows the beef.
I was talking about the beef. But then this guy was like, oh, how did you not talk about Eminem? I'm like, what? It's not about him, but he's mentioned. You know, someone put the time on, like, you mentioned about this time. So, yeah, because when you say that, I put a video of, you remember when I got hit by a car?
Yes. Oh, yeah, on YouTube, yeah.
You know, I've
how
never...
many, you've had how many views now? 100,000?
Yeah, almost 180,000.
No.
I never look at the comments.
Wow.
The first few comments are fine, and then people start arguing with each other. I'm like, you know what? I don't care what you say. I never look at the comments. And also, because some people were like, oh, yeah, because what I said in the description, like, oh, yeah, the insurance company bought me a new bike, and I repaired my old bike. So I have 2 bikes.
Yeah.
Right? So you can say whatever you have to say. I've gained. I've got 2 bikes.
You've won.
Yeah, I've kind of won. And, you know.
Nah, so, but people can be a bit mean. Hey, social media. But anyway.
Anyway, we were talking about cars.
Yeah,
so,
the other thing as well that I read, our people, right? There are some people who love to upgrade their car like every year, or at least often.
They can't just drive a car.
They can't just, but and I'm like, okay, these people, but then anyway, I'm not going to go further into what I wanted to say because then it might sound a bit weird. But I realized that they lease.
Yeah.
Lease cars.
Yeah, leasing a car, yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that there was an option where... Because you'd see these people changing cars every year.
Yeah.
Every year, they're just changing cars. You're like, oh, okay, you can just lease a car and then everything is done for you, the MOT, the whatever, if the car breaks down. But I don't know how much they pay, though. That's the only thing.
Okay. Leasing a car, it sounds expensive, but it's not really. It's just a matter of... But if you are buying a new car, so people tend to do that with new cars. So what you're sort of hiring the car. Okay.
Yeah.
So for some of them, right, you lease for a certain period, and then after maybe 3 or 4 years, you can keep the car and pay the lump sum, or you can return the car. Okay, so the lump sum you pay is the value of the car. So what you tend to do is your decision is, if I bought this car on, let's say, on finance, if let's say if you buy a car or maybe for cash or whatever, right? You look at the residual value, like after 4 years, how much is this car worth, right? So sometimes it turns out leasing, it turns out to be cheaper. Not for all cars though, right? But some people do it because they just want to keep changing cars every year, every 2 years.
Yeah.
but it just looks very expensive when I look at it.
Yeah.
But then if you're not servicing but then how much service do you need? It's a brand new car,
It's
though.
a brand new car.
You know,
See.
so it depends on what car you're buying. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to lease a Ford Fiesta." This is why people tend to lease.
Ford Fiesta.
This
We're
is
back.
why-
We're back at Ford Fiesta.
Yeah, this is why you tend to lease. People tend to lease like more premium cars
Yeah,
than.
but that's the thing, because if you're changing your car every year for another premium car, you know, our people just feel that, you know, they just every day they're changing cars,
You know what?
and every day they have a new car.
I can deal with that.
But no, I'm just saying, as in back in the day when people started doing it, and you're like, hey, me and my Ford Fiesta, not knowing that there's this option,
there was
to,
this
lease
option to lease
cars.
cars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
getting at. Like,
Oh yeah.
these
Well,
people, every year they're buying a new car,
Well-
and you're thinking, hey, these cars, and they're brand new, not like secondhand.
do you remember to going to events or occasions where our people go, and then everyone, let's go this expensive car. I'm like, how do you afford these expensive cars? Oh, there's enterprise car hire. There's Hertz car hire. People were hiring cars to go to be seen. I'm like, oh, so you go to a party, park your car outside, go inside, your car is outside.
Yeah. No one can see your car.
No one can see you. Only in summer, there was a place called Rollers.
No, but the thing is, you say that now people can't see your cars, but back in the day, not everyone was driving.
Yeah. Some
You
of us
see?
felt poor, yeah.
Yeah, most people would be like, "Hey, yo, are you going to a party? Yeah, can I
come
catch a
pick
lift?"
yeah.
And then that person's now picking up like maybe five other people to go with them to the party. So yeah, that's how people see their cars.
No, I think in those early days, I think most of us could not afford a nicer car. And then you find
Yeah.
someone with a nicer car.
That's what I was saying about the leasing. Like, how are you guys doing it every single year or every 2 years? We've got a brand new
How
car.
much money are you earning? Wow.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Like,
Then you start looking at yourself, like internally, like,
what am I doing?
what am I doing wrong? We're working, we're doing exactly the same job, but you get your car every,
Criminals. Money laundering.
You know, you start looking at yourself. Am I not saving my money? But I am saving. But
Yeah, I think there was a lot of misunderstanding how things work, like the financial system
Yeah.
for buying cars or houses, or it's quite a few things.
yeah,
Okay, and once we understood some of those things, this is where some of us got into financial trouble because, like, oh, my credit card, because the credit card they'll give you 250 pound limit, and you don't touch it. You use it once and you pay it off. Then we're like, after a few months, okay, it's now 500, 750, 1,000, 1,500. You don't use it until you have to, right?
yeah,
Until you have to.
yeah.
And then it takes you forever to pay back. So, yeah, I think some of it is a matter of like understanding the system, because, let's say about leasing the car, you need to understand the value of the car. You know, it's a bit of a gamble.
But it's also, that's the other thing that put me off buying a brand new car was, and I know now I can still buy a brand new car if I wanted to. I'm not put off by it anymore. But back then, people would say, "Oh, why are you buying a brand new car? The moment you drive out, it drops half the price or something. Like you buy it for 10,000, by
It's a
the
bit
time
exaggerated,
just
but-
driving it out the parking lot, it's now worth 5,000. You're like, what? Why would I do that?
It's a bit
You know?
exaggerated. The value low.
Maybe
value
not
low
5,000, but
yeah,
you know
I
what I
know,
mean,
But
like-
I think it's what you mean. I know I understand what you mean, because people would say that. I know the value will go a bit low.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it, like, there was a time when I wanted to buy a computer, right? And then even just anything, let's say you want to buy, I don't know, a bicycle, right? You see a bike the bike you like in the shop, with the dealer, say £2,000, and then you see someone selling it on Facebook Market for 1,900. I'm thinking, I'm not buying from you for £1,900 because they are trying to, someone who has tried. This is why the price
now
goes
used,
lower.
yeah.
It's now used, right? If they say, okay,
Even if they say it's not opened.
or even if they say, I've cycled it for less than 100 miles, It doesn't matter, right? Because if I buy it from a shop, I've got warranty, I've got all this other stuff
Yeah.
that I don't have buying from you. So that's one of the things that happens when you buy the car.
Yeah.
But some of the warranties are transferable.
Yeah, I mean, but cars are a little bit more.
The cars it should be transferable.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, so that's our experience
yeah.
buying cars.
So if you're gonna buy a car on finance, be clever about it.
Be clever, definitely.
If you can pay a huge deposit, if you can,
Yeah.
and then pay off quicker if you can.
Yeah.
You can lease a car if you want, but don't just lease any car because it's a new car. Because some
Yeah.
cars are not worth leasing.
And also, if you are going to do it, buy a car that you know will give you value at the end of, if you ever do decide to sell it, like our car, and we're looking at the prices now. You know, it's obviously it's gone down because we've used it, but
Yeah.
it's still a good amount.
Yeah,
If
it's a
we
good
decided
amount,
to
yeah.
sell it,
Yeah, don't go buy an Alfa Romeo.
you know,
Alfa Romeo, really, really nice.
yeah.
But the value just plummets. I don't know why it's like
Is
that.
it?
Yeah.
I really had
Cars-
my own an Alfa Romeo once,
Even
And then-
me, a
and
Juliet.
then-
I wanted a Juliet.
and then I wanted a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Not the funny shaped ones they have
Oh,
now, but the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really had my eye on that, but they were expensive. So with my finance, I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went for a Peugeot 308,
Peugeot.
which served me really, really well. So
Yeah, until it didn't.
until it didn't, but that's what happens with age. These cars.
Yeah, but yeah, it's funny how some of these cars lasted longer. Because yours was it 87,000 when you died.
No, it was high, more than that.
100.
In the 90s, I think.
Yeah, because I remember
Yeah, it was in the 90s.
I remember buying a car like £104,000 and it kept going. So sometimes it's luck.
104,000 miles.
Yeah.
So you said pounds.
No,
So
I think
what
it's-
car
I
were you
remember-
buying for 104,000?
Well, you bought yours for 125. So
Yeah.
anyway, guys, so we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah.
Please make sure you tell others about the show. Get in touch, and please leave reviews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts
And YouTube music.
and YouTube Music and wherever else you listen to your show. If you prefer a certain platform or service, let me know, and then I will submit the show to it, because you can listen to this on Amazon Music. You know.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because all Google podcasts were transferred to YouTube
To YouTube.
music.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
I just created a channel on YouTube. Yeah. Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.